Hi, it's Leslie from Tarot Astrology and all things metaphysical. So today I'm in the great outdoors. I'm in my outdoor reading room. And why am I here? Because it is the second day of spring here in Australia and the weather is absolutely beautiful. But today, because it's the full moon in Pisces here in Australia, occurring at 3:22 p.m, that's Australian Eastern Standard Time, I thought I would hop on and do a quick full moon in Pisces tarot reading for all of the signs of the zodiac. So stay tuned. So let's work our way around the astrology wheel, starting with Aries. And I'm just shuffling the cards. I'm using my Trippin Waite. They're fantastic. I thought appropriate for a beautiful spring day, something colourful, something fun. Now, if you would like to find out more about the full moon in Pisces, and also particularly if you like to do ritual or meditation around this time, I'll put a link below to my video that I did on some essential oils and crystals that you can use for the full moon in Pisces. In the meantime, let's see what is in store for Aries. So for you, Aries, we have a Hanged Man. So for this full moon in Pisces period, it is about you looking at things from a different perspective than you have been doing. It's about looking more widely, because with the full moon in Pisces, we have no boundaries. And it is about looking at yourself more emotionally from a different perspective. And let's see what tea card. Yes, I'm using tea cards instead of tea charms today. And the tea card we have is the Ring. So it is about you making a new commitment to yourself, a new commitment to a new way of being around how you acknowledge your own emotions and how you display emotions to others. Let's move on to Taurus. Reliable, solid, earthy Taurus. What is your message for today? Here we go. And we have the Fool. Taurus, for you, it's not about being reliable. It's not about getting things done. It's not about your stuff. Today is about taking a step into the unknown, trying something new, trying something that you haven't done before, and having faith that you can do it, and having faith that it will work out. For the tea card for you today, let's see what comes up. And how appropriate, we have the Moon. And this is about you, Taurus, getting in touch with your intuition. That's the new adventure for you. Perhaps sitting down with this full moon this evening when it's full and bright, and just contemplating, getting into your emotions, contemplating, perhaps taking a moment to tune into your own gut instincts, to tune into your own psychic abilities, and you'll be surprised at some of the messages that you may receive from your own inner wisdom and from connecting with spirit and the divine. Let's move on to Gemini. Talkative, curious, flirty Gemini. Let's see what we have for you today. And the card from the tarot, from the Trippin Waite, is Queen of Wands reversed. So Gemini, it's time for you to step back today a little bit. It's time for you not to be in charge of things. When we have the Queen of Wands upright, she's a very friendly soul, but she's in charge of her life. She's in charge of what she does. She's in charge of the action that she takes. And she also directs the action of others. So for you today is being more self-directed than looking at what others are doing. So it's about being a little less curious today and going more within your own being, looking at what's within you instead of what is outside of you. Because that curious nature takes you out and about so much. The tea card for you today is the Dragon. And so in going within, you're going to look at where your own power comes from, because dragon energy is about power. It's about fire. And even though Gemini is a mutable air energy, which is all about your thought processes, thinking, ideas, communication, bringing some of that fire energy from the Dragon to go within and see what fire burns within you. See what else you can bring out from deep within yourself with this full moon in Pisces. Again, there's a strong emotional component around this time. So let's go within and see what power you have within your own emotions. Moving on to Cancer. So Cancer is a water sign. So the moon is at home in Cancer. So very, very strong emotional energies for you today, Cancer, and for this full moon period. So being cardinal water, just be aware that you don't get too intense, that you don't emote too much, because cardinal energy is very direct, and you can easily turn from a lovely ocean wave rolling in, rolling out to a tsunami. So just be aware of not lashing out emotionally during this full moon in Pisces period. And the card we have for you today is the Sun. Yes, Cancer, lighten up. Don't be so emotionally intense. This is a day for you just to have some fun, just to be like a child again and feel the joy that's in your life. Particularly if you've been feeling a little bit low lately, it is about just lightening up, having some fun, and feeling some gratitude for all the good things, for all the joyful things that you have in your life. And let's see what the T card is for you. We'll want to shuffle a little bit longer for this one. And for you, we have the moon again. Yes, you are definitely at home in this energy. So you can use this time to be stronger about yourself, to set intentions for the things that you want to achieve, because the full moon in Pisces for you opens up any boundaries that you may have been sitting with. It opens up your way forward emotionally, and it is a great time for you to really think about what intentions that you want to set for the rest of this month. Let's move on to Leo, the fun sign, the sign who likes to have fun, but very generous, lots of energy, always on the go, always liking to have fun. Let's see what we've got for you. And your card is the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So what this is saying to me is when it comes to your extended family, you need to pay a little bit more attention to them. They're feeling a little bit left out at the moment. You can see this card is reversed. When it's upright, we see all the family together with the grandpa at the top and the succeeding generations, and it's a strong family energy, but it's a family energy that's very grounded and very practical. And so I feel at the moment you are a little bit distant from your family. So during this full moon in Pisces is a great time to reach out to them. If you can't be physically with them due to COVID or for other reasons, then reach out via phone, via the internet, via social media. Just make contact with them and just get grounded with your family again. And let's see what the T card is for you today. And we have the Man, the Suit. So this particular issue with your family is around a male member or male members of your family, or it could be someone in your family who has a more masculine energy. So just make sure that you're paying a little bit more attention to them during this full moon period, because with emotions running high, misunderstandings could easily occur. So we move from Leo to Virgo. Order, everything in its place, a very keen mind when it comes to the details of things. You love to be organized. Mess drives you crazy. All right, let's see what your card is. And we have the Tower reversed. So for you during this full moon in Pisces, things are going to slow down for you a little bit. The good news is that everything isn't going to fall apart. There are going to be some changes, but they're going to happen more slowly for you. And that's going to happen in a way that's easier for you to handle, because being mutable earth, even though you're flexible and adaptable, being that earth energy, you handle change a lot more slowly than some of the other signs in the zodiac. So the changes that are coming for you at the moment are coming at a pace that you can deal with more easily. Your T card for today. Just love this. You might hear the birds and the frogs in the background. My home backs onto a water nature reserve, so I have all this wonderful nature behind me. It's just delightful, and I feel very blessed. So Virgo, for you, your T card is the Sword. And this full moon period, it is about cutting away things that no longer serve you. It is about getting rid of the extraneous. And being Virgo, you'll love doing that. You don't like to have unnecessary things in your life. So for you, it is about cutting things away that no longer serve you. And that relates to this slow change that is coming your way and that you're making. So this is a great time to release and let go. And remember, full moon energy, you can set your intentions for new beginnings. You can set your intentions for letting go. You can use, it's like the all-rounded full moon, whereas we have the waxing moon, which is about setting new intentions, creating and growing things. And then after the full moon, it's waning, and that's when we release things and we let things wind down and end and dissipate. So the full moon is like the culmination point where you can use it for all sorts of things. Now let's move on from Virgo to Libra, the sign of the scales. Harmony is important to you. Balance is important to you, but you don't always find it. You like to be around others more in small groups or one-on-one. Other people are very important to you, especially loved ones. So let's see what your card is for today. And we have strength. So for this full moon in Pisces, it's about you staying strong emotionally. This full moon in Pisces for you, Libra, could set you off balance quite easily. Even though you're cardinal air, this full moon in Pisces with its lack of boundaries and you needing to stay in balance, it could be having a bit of a negative effect on you. So it is about staying strong in your own self, staying centered in your own power. Let's check out your T card. I wonder what it will be. Here we go. And your T card is the tree. And so this is a time of growth for you. This is a time for you to start thinking about branching out. And to do that, you're going to need to stay centered. You're going to need to stay in your own strength, your own balance. So don't allow yourself to be thrown out of balance by what others say, others' opinions, and what other people are doing. This is about you focusing on your growth during this full moon in Pisces. Okay, that was Libra. Let's move on to D, dark, secretive Scorpio. Ooh, I love Scorpio. Some of my best friends are Scorpios. So Scorpio is fixed water. You feel very, very deeply. You are very private about your emotions. But with this full moon in Pisces, you are going to be more open emotionally than you have been. And for you, I think that's actually quite a good thing. Let's see what your card is. And we have the Page of Cups. And yes, there's some nice surprises coming your way, because how often do you see a fish jumping out of a wine goblet to a young man who's beautifully dressed? So I feel that there are going to be some new creative ways forward for you. There's going to be a pleasant surprise that is going to make you feel good about yourself and is going to lift you up and open you up more emotionally. Let's see what the T cards have to say as well. Here we go. And we have the butterfly. And so for you, this new creativity, this new surprise that's coming your way is going to give you an opportunity to do some inner transformation for yourself. So with this full moon in Pisces, I would suggest to you, if it feels okay, to sit with the full moon, look at what creatively you would like to do and see how you can go about transforming yourself and growing in a new way. So that's for Scorpio. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Mutable fire. You're a fireworks display. Fire going off in all directions, a bit like Gemini, but you're more fiery than Gemini. You like to explore, and not just necessarily physically exploring, but you like to explore mentally as well. You like to dive deep into things. So let's see what your card for you today is, Sagittarius. And we have the Eight of Swords. So for this full moon in Pisces, you're feeling quite constricted at the moment. You're not really quite sure where you're headed. And I find it interesting that in this card, we actually do have a full moon in the background. So this full moon is going to feel, even though it's boundary free and open and high emotion, you're going to feel somewhat restricted by all of the emotion that this full moon in Pisces brings. So allow yourself a time to not be doing. Allow your time to stay in stillness and turn this feeling of restriction from one that's imposed on you to a time where you can just have stillness and go within, not looking outward. Let's see what two cards have. Oh, listen to those birds. Aren't they beautiful? I hope you can hear them as clearly as I can. And for you, we have the man, the suit again. And so this is saying to me again that this is about just giving yourself a bit of a reprieve from a male energy that is around you. Someone who has been in your life very strongly. It's not that you want to get away from them permanently. This is about you just having a break from this person during this full moon period so that emotions don't get out of hand and so that you can actually spend some time going deeper within your own being, focusing on what you need to do as opposed to what this other person needs. Moving on from Sagittarius, let's go on to Capricorn. Capricorn, you are cardinal earth. Practical, you need structure, you do need boundaries. So this full moon in Pisces is going to be a little bit uncomfortable for you because it doesn't have boundaries, it doesn't have structure. It is so out there and so free and floating that it doesn't sit well with you. However, you have hope, we have the star, and this is about you getting comfortable with not having so many boundaries, getting comfortable with not putting up that wall when you feel that you need to defend yourself. This is definitely about you going with the flow a little bit more than you have been and knowing that it's okay. It is going to be okay because the star is a card of hope. So let yourself go with this full moon in Pisces. Don't feel that you have to do things in a certain way. Don't let the responsibilities weigh you down. And let's see what your T card is. Shuffle the deck for that. Yeah, and we have the bat. So this is about you staying really focused. And I will encourage you to turn that focus to your emotions during this full moon in Pisces, because you have a tendency also to keep them hidden, to bring your emotions out in a very practical way rather than emotions being expressed straight from the heart. Moving on to Aquarius, the innovators, the friendly ones, the advocates, the rebels. Let's see what we have for you, Aries, with this full moon in Pisces. You are fixed air. So for you, the full moon in Pisces also might be a little bit challenging because you are in your mind so much and you are so set in facts, knowing the facts, whereas the moon is ethereal. It's not less factual. It's more imagination and dreaminess. So this full moon in Pisces also might be challenging for you. And we have the Two of Wands reversed. And this is saying to me that during this full moon in Pisces, this isn't the time for you to be making plans. This is a time for you just to go with the flow of things and not plan anything at this time. Once we get past that full moon, then yes, you can turn this card around and start making your plans again. But for now, allow yourself, it seems to be the general message for this full moon in Pisces, is to have some time out, to definitely go more within and look at what's going on emotionally. Let's check out a T card for you, Aquarius. And we have the dragon for you as well. So this is the second time the dragon has come up. And this is about you getting a little bit more emotionally fired up. This is about you allowing your emotions to drive you a little bit more and balance out that keen mind, that mind that just makes its decisions on the facts, and just allow a little bit more emotion to come into play in a more fiery way. And this will help you stand in your power, because this is a card of power as well. And this will help you to stand up even more strongly than you normally do. And we're finishing up with Pisces. Oh my goodness, Pisces. Full moon in Pisces, and if you have a Pisces sun, it's a double whammy for you. You are going to be very highly emotional. Now, this could work in two ways. On the negative side, it could make you so imaginative and dreamy that you don't get things done. And you are so out there that you're literally walking off the planet, or at least that's what it feels like, and not aware of your physical surroundings. On the positive side, with full moon in Pisces and a Pisces sun, this means that you are so highly intuitive, highly psychic. It is so easy for you, particularly at this time, to make psychic connections. Let's see what your card is. And we have the Empress reversed. And so this is saying to me that you are really ungrounded at the moment, definitely more so than usual. And it really is important for you to ground yourself. We need to turn this card upside down and have it in the upright position so that your feet are well and truly on the ground. She's sitting solidly on the earth. It doesn't mean that she's not using her imagination. You can see the rainbow in the background, but it's coming from a very practical perspective. So with this card upside down, it's saying during this full moon period, it's really important for you to stay practical, to become more practical with the psychic intuitions that you're receiving, the messages that you're receiving. Otherwise, you're just going to keep floating off into the ether during this full moon period. Let's see what the T card has for you. And we have the Eagle. So it is about getting grounded, about not being overly ethereal, but still you're able to fly high and see the big picture. If you're grounded in the earth, it means that this flight of imagination, intuition, and creativity can actually give you a bigger picture of where you are at in your life. I do hope these readings for this full moon in Pisces have been helpful to you. Remember, if you like my channel and like what I do, please feel free to subscribe. Until next time, namaste.